Hailey Reese, and today I'm going to be sharing a story with you that haunts me to this day. And it's great that I can laugh about it now and share it with you guys, but oh my goodness, wait until you hear what I did. But before we get into the video, I'm going to go ahead and give a little disclaimer and state the obvious. I broke my arm on the weekend, and yeah, there's really not much to say about it other than I have this heavy white cast until Wednesday when I go to the fracture clinic, and they are going to give me a nicer fiber cast and tell me how long I need it for. So I apologize if it's distracting, but that's why these videos haven't been exactly on the proper dates. But we're gonna get over that. We're gonna move on forward, and we're just gonna have a little feature for the next few videos. This story takes place about 2 years ago, and basically what happened was I am anaphylactic to peanuts and bee stings, and I had went to the allergy specialist and he had given me a new EpiPen, and this EpiPen was called the Allerject, and it's basically like an EpiPen that talks to you. It's not like your typical EpiPen. Like when you open it up, it will explain to you how to go through the process of injecting the person in need. It's actually pretty neat, even though now I'm pretty sure they've been recalled. I had to return mine, but regardless, that's aside the point. And when I went to go get this new EpiPen, he gave me a tester one to teach everyone around me how to use this EpiPen if it were a life or death situation for me. So I was having fun jokingly like stabbing people with the fake one and making them think I was giving them an EpiPen injection. Like, it's so immature and ridiculous now that I look back on it, but at the time it seemed funny and like people were getting a kick out of it, whatever. But on one particular day, I was gonna get my sister with it. So I don't know if any of you are from Canada or from the Toronto area, but we were going to Canada's Wonderland, and we were getting ready to go in the car, and it was me, my boyfriend, my sister, and her best friend. And we were all loading up the car, and I was like, oh my goodness, I forgot my EpiPen. So I ran downstairs to go get it, and I saw the tester next to it and the real one. And I was like, oh man, I'm gonna get them so good. So I put them both into separate pockets, and I ran out to the car. Now I'm gonna put something in here that to this day freaks me out. For a split moment, I was debating if I was gonna fake inject my sister's friend or if I was gonna fake inject my sister. And thank God, at the last moment, I made the decision to fake inject my sister. So I open up my sister's car door and I said, look at my new EpiPen. And I reach into my pocket and I grab the EpiPen, and I went to do it as quickly as possible because the tester one speaks and says it's a tester and she would know. So I did it as quickly as possible, and I went and I stabbed her really hard. And she screamed like bloody murder. And my dumbass goes, Julia, it's not even real, look. And I went to stab her again. Oh my God. And she gets up and stands out of the car, and I will never forget, she looks back at me with sheer terror and says, why the f did you do that? And I'm like, Julia, it's fake. And I look down into my hand and I see the red Allerject in my hand, and it's saying, please dispose at a hospital or something like that. And my heart just sank, because looking down, there was a trail of blood heading into my house where my sister is full-blown panicking. So what had happened was I had forgotten, I guess, in the moment, which pocket I put which EpiPen in. So when I reached out without looking, I went and I stabbed her with the real EpiPen. But she pulled away, and the EpiPen, oh my God, was stuck in her leg as she pulled it and created like this big gash, like big gash, like big gash. If I can get her to send me a picture, because Lord knows she took enough, I will insert it right here. It's really awful. Like, I felt so bad. So anyway, so I run into the house and I'm shaking, and I run to my mom and I said, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to. And my sister is in hysterics, freaking out because she wasn't having an allergic reaction, and I just injected her with an EpiPen in her leg and like cut her entire leg. And my mom's saying, breathe, breathe, like we need to figure out what happened, calm down. So my mom rushes onto the phone with, I think it was like the nurses at my doctor's office or something of the sorts, asking if it's lethal for her to have an EpiPen injection injected into her when she wasn't having an allergic reaction. So this entire time, I'm trying to tell my sister, I'm so sorry, I am so sorry. I had a fake one. I thought I did it with the fake one. And everyone's looking at me like I'm absolutely insane because one's red and one's black. Look it. It's pretty embarrassing. Like, the difference between the two is so drastic, but when they're in your back pockets and you just grab it, I just didn't even like think. And it's just, oh my God, guys, I'm getting anxiety even talking about it now. My sister was bleeding like severely because her blood was going, her adrenaline was going, and she's stressing out. And not to mention there was a pretty big gash in her leg, and she's like, you stabbed me. You stabbed me. And I'm like, oh my God, I did. Like, I just stabbed my sister. And this whole time I'm thinking, oh my God, I was gonna stab her friend Desi. Like, imagine what her parents would have thought. Like, oh, guys, could you imagine? Like, I can't even think about it. Oh my God. So anyways, the hospital said that because she had moved her leg and it had just scraped the surface, chances were she didn't get much of the EpiPen injection actually into her blood, but to monitor her heart rate and such, and if they felt there was a problem, to take her in. Well, my sister is the real MVP, and she says, if I'm not gonna die, bandage my leg up, we are going to Wonderland, because I was gonna go to Wonderland today. And I looked at her and I was like, I love you. Like, oh my goodness, I love you. So we load her in the car, and the whole time I'm being like this paranoid sister. Like, every time she's falling asleep, I'm like, Julia, wake up. Julia, wake up. Like, I don't know what I thought was gonna happen, but I didn't want her to go to sleep. I was like afraid that if she went to sleep, she wouldn't wake up and it would be my fault. I don't know. But to conclude this story, karma ended up biting me in the ass because we were on one of the rides, and the ride basically like broke down. Not really, but we were like right at the end, and we were stuck on it for like a good 25 minutes. And bees are buzzing around my head and landing on me, and I'm like, I don't have an EpiPen. They're gonna sting me. And I stabbed my sister with my one EpiPen. Like, oh my goodness. But then, to make this story a little bit more interesting, what ended up happening was my sister the next day posted about it on Facebook, like as a joke, like saying, I can't believe my sister did this, like, ha ha ha, she was being a really good sport. And our aunt, who shall not be named, she messaged my sister saying something along the lines of like, she doesn't believe that I did it by accident, and that she thinks that I had ulterior motives, and like, I owe her an apology and this, that. So I messaged her because I'm like, what do you mean ulterior motives? So I reach out to her, and she starts to tell me that she doesn't believe for a second that it was an accident and that it shouldn't have been a joke and this, that. And I'm like, look, I know that I made a stupid mistake. I know that it's like, looking back on it, it looks like one of the dumbest things that a human being could do. But first of all, I love my sister to death. I would never intentionally hurt her. That was like the furthest thing from my intentions. And two, and I told her this, do you think that if I really wanted to hurt my sister, the most lethal thing I could get my weapons on was a life-saving device? Like, let that sink in. I'm gonna try to hurt my sister with a life-saving device. My life-saving device that costs $200 an EpiPen. And I'm gonna waste that injection to harm her. I don't think that makes sense, but whatever. So yeah, it's been 2 years, and that aunt and I have not rekindled. I don't care to speak to her. I really don't care to like touch on it. That was just the most ridiculous accusation I've ever been accused of. And my sister still to this day has a scar on her leg. And forever, as the summer comes around, I will forever be reminded of the stupid thing that I did and scarred her. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video of my act of stupidity by stabbing my sister with my EpiPen. I thought I would share it because it's been 2 years, and it's kind of like, well, going on 2 years, and it's funny now to look back on like the silly things that like siblings do and like the crazy shit we got ourselves into. But Obviously at the time it did not seem funny at all, and I felt like the world's worst sister. Like, I felt so bad about myself, guys. Oh man. But that is it for this story time today. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I would really, really appreciate it if you do. And yeah, I make videos weekly. I'm definitely posting 2 a week, if not more. So make sure to subscribe and stay in the loop and stay tuned, because I'm excited. I have a lot of content that I'm excited to put out here, and a lot of crazy story times. So, okay, my loves, remember, do all things with kindness, and until next time, love you.